Hey guys, it's Jack from AirsoftDiscussion.com, and I'm here with a video tutorial for you today on how to properly take apart and reassemble an M4A1 gas blowback airsoft gun. And we're going to do this the right way, because a lot of people try to do it because they think they're cool and they end up freaking busting their guns. So there's only really two pins on a standard M4. There'll be a pin there and a pin there. And it's relatively easy to pop these out. Literally the only thing you need is your screwdriver or any sort of rod that can be used to punch out those pins. So what you want to do is take your dowel or whatever you're using and just pop out the front one first, this little one, and you're just going to want to apply a little bit of force, but not too much because you don't want to break it. Try to pop this. There we go. And it won't fall out all the way. I don't know if that's just on this model or if it's all of them, but if yours doesn't fall out all the way, don't worry, because it is out if it is like this. And you should be able to sort of lift your upper receiver once you get that step done. Then you just want to take out the back one, basically do the same exact thing. This one will be a medium-sized lug. You just take that off, and then you can take your upper receiver off, and you got your lower receiver with your sears. And if you have an AEG, then there will be a gearbox there instead of two complete halves like this. But this is a gas blowback gun, so normally the mag would go in here, and that little pin would end up letting gas out into the gun. So you got your lower receiver there, your fire selector switch, and then if you want to take it apart further, you can, I've never tried doing this and I'm nervous about doing it, so you can take out this entire assembly like that, so you can install a custom barrel, like a miracle barrel, which I would like to get for my gun, but I'm broke, so no. And then you basically just have your shell of an upper receiver, which in this case it's a polycarb glass coated G&G upper receiver, and you got your full metal barrel. That's just the outer barrel, and I'm thinking that's as far as you can probably go on disassembly for one of these. I don't want to get into all that because that's a lot of mechanic stuff to screw around with the back together, so I'm thinking that I'm not going to be doing that. So then to reassemble your M4, you make sure that's all put together, and you just slide it back in. So everything locks in there. You hear that reassuring click. Just carefully put the back end in first, put it back down, lock your front bolt. Excuse me for this, I need to take it out of frame for a second. You hold it, just pop that back in there, flip it over, put your medium-sized bolt back in, pound it in like that. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Rack it a few times. If you got a gas blowback like this, you want to rack it a few times, make sure it's good to go. And it looks like everything's good to go. So that's how to disassemble standard M4A1 that you can get anywhere. I bought, just go into detail a little bit on this gun. This is the G&G Combat Machine CM16 M4 Raider. Basically a really tactical M4A1, which is really nice because you can take off this and you can put on your standard M4 handguard if that's more your style, but I like the RIS system because I can attach optics. Anything I want to put on here, I could even buy a friggin' M203 grenade launcher and stick on the bottom right there. I bought this, has the retractable crane stock is what I liked that about the gun, and I just like this flat top style look for my guns. I think it makes them look badass. I decided to go gas blowback. This is a G&G gas blowback. It's actually, I think this is the cheapest gas blowback on the market. I got this for $152 from airsoftgi.com. It was an amazing buy. It was a great deal. It shipped here in about 7 days. I live in southern Maine. It was shipping from California, Southern California. So a week isn't too long of a wait for that. I mean, because UPS is going to make other stops. But this is a great buy, and this gun is proven to be worth the money. Except I had a problem with my magazine. At first it was feeding a little weird, but the reason the magazine isn't here right now is because I actually dropped it, and the only plastic part on the magazine landed on the tar outside of my house and shattered to pieces. So I have to come up with $40 extra to buy another GHK magazine. So yeah, and once I get that, I promise I will make a shooting video for you guys. But until then, I'm Jack from airsoftdiscussion.com, and I will see you next time.